I'm just about to start working on the polar bear skull and raising some much needed bear medicine for healing for everyone. I've been kind of held back from working on it for a while because I had so many other projects. Just burning some sage. Clear the energy, clear the area for creating sacred space. And then I just want to have a very short talk regarding, I think really energy hygiene would be a good title for the topic. Here's my sacred bear skull that came to me from the universe, divine guidance. Before anyone knew what was going to be happening, this came for this purpose. And I trusted that. And this bear medicine is here to help us all. I'm going to be carving this all tonight, raising this energy. I invite others to take part in this in any way they feel. If you want to meditate, you want to sing, you want to chant, drum, whatever you feel drawn to do from your heart, I invite you to take part. This is big medicine. This is big healing. I want to address to you, I want to bring up a topic, and that is really, it's all about healing. And the virus that everyone's talking about, and I just want to get across, number one, first and foremost, and I think most of you know, but I'm going to say it anyways, follow the protocols. Take it seriously. No one knows at the moment what is what. Information changes day to day, moment to moment. But one thing we do know, that for now, wash your hands whenever you go out, whenever you touch things. Don't put your hands to your face. Wash your hands well, not like a quick rinse. Like I would say give a quick double wash. That's what it usually says in bathrooms and things. I've also heard in other cases, because being a tattoo artist, cross-contamination is a very strong concern. Do not wash with hot water because it brings things into your skin. So maybe do a cold water wash and then a hot water wash. It's just a thought that I have. But regardless, wash your hands well. Remember, anytime you go out and in the city, just consider everything as contaminated, and consider everyone, in a mental exercise, consider everyone like they might be contaminated. I did the same thing and do the same thing when I'm tattooing. I consider that every person has some blood issue that could contaminate, and I act accordingly. Doesn't mean I'm paranoid and fearful that they do. In fact, it actually calms me down. So if you can do that, but remember that fear is a mind killer. Fear is going to escalate things. It is going to have no value whatsoever. And what I'm finding is there's a lot of fear porn being passed around, including a message from the Prime Minister. And why do I say that? It's the way people talk, the way they say things. I'm not saying whether they intend it this way or not. I can't read someone's mind. But I just got a little message from the Prime Minister sent to me, and it was the way he said things. It was very, very fear-invoking, and I think that is very irresponsible, and especially from the Prime Minister. Information is what it is. Keep your distance, pay attention to the rules, and for now, that's important. But other than that, number one, when he said, pay attention to the experts. Who are the experts? There are so many experts out there, and each one has a different view. Keep that in mind. Doesn't matter. If someone's an expert, doesn't mean they're an expert in everything. They're an expert in one little thing. So the expert in hand washing, pay attention to hand washing. The expert in keeping your distance, pay attention to that. But they're not an expert on nutrition. I don't see any expert saying close down the McDonald's and the Tim Hortons lineups. But there are a lot of people not knowing any better, who aren't getting educated, who are lining up and living off of Tim Hortons and McDonald's. Sugar, sugar, sugar. I recommend get off the sugar, get off the pasta, get off the bread, eat nutrient-dense food, eat a lot of kimchi, fermented foods, a lot of green veggies. Wash your food before you use it. You don't know who has touched it. Just keep things clean, but don't do it in a paranoid way. Stay calm. Just know you've covered your bases. You've maybe done more than you need to, and that even feels better. But what's happening out there is there's a bigger virus than the COVID-19, and it's called fear. And fear escalates like a forest fire. And the fear just puts more air to it, and when a big wind comes over, it blows it in the wrong direction, it blows it everywhere, it fuels it more. That's the biggest virus of all, and it feeds the virus itself, the physical virus. People are flipping out, and it is not necessary. In fact, other than not necessary, it is very dangerous to get worked up like this. So do yourself a favor and do not watch TV. Do not listen to the fear porn. You know the protocol. Other than that, keep yourself comfortable, keep yourself safe. Watch things that go to your heart, speak to your heart. Listen to your heart energy. Don't, if you feel something winding you up, that's something telling you this is not healthy. Lean towards things that make you relax and stay calm. Don't get cocky, and also don't feel that you need to slap someone else's hand and become the policeman or something, because there's a lot of people doing that as well, and half of them have misinformation as well, and they're passing that on as their own virus, info virus. So those are just some cautions that I have to pass on from my background with energy work. But as far as healing energy, you've covered your bases, you're washing your hands, you're keeping your distance, you're eating well, you're staying away from stress. Just remember that we create our own reality. Now, I don't mean simply in the sense that you can just say, wave your hand and say, goodbye virus, and it's gone. But when you escalate things, and remember, this is happening on a global level. If the whole world panics and fears, they are creating a worse situation than they realize. Anything that's blowing out of proportion, even in reality, is blowing out of proportion because we're freaking out. I know this from years ago when I was young, doing a lot of psychedelic voyaging, and it was so easy to blow things out of proportion and go into a freak out. This is what's happening on a global level. So calm yourselves down, take it easy, do whatever you can to resource yourself, and tune in to the Bear Medicine while I'm working. Please, and share information. Don't argue amongst each other, support each other. We're going to get through this together. That's the whole idea of this thing. The challenge is that you can flip out and create a disaster world, or you can let go, work together, cooperate, and put love into everything that you do. Even if someone's flipping out on you, don't flip back on them. Have compassion, know they're freaking out, and just go on to your own things. Turn off your phone if it's ringing. Just do things that support your own health and support others. Okay, so that's what I have to say, and please tune in while I do the carving. This is very, very serious work that I'm doing. Thank you very much, and please send me messages, give me feedback.